Two U.S. Navy ships sailed through the sensitive Taiwan Strait this week, drawing an angry response from China that claimed the mission heightened security risks. The service said the vessels were the Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer, USS Ralph Johnson, and Pathfinder-class survey ship, USNS Bowditch. The ship's north to south transit happened on February 10th through 12th. U.S. Navy Commander Matthew Comer, a spokesperson at the U.S. military's Indo-Pacific Command, stated, "The transit occurred through a corridor in the Taiwan Strait that is beyond any coastal state's territorial seas. Within this corridor, all nations enjoy high seas freedom of navigation, overflight, and other internationally lawful uses of the sea related to these freedoms." In this video, Defense updates reports on the Arleigh Burke destroyer, USS Ralph Johnson, navigating through the Taiwan Strait. Before we proceed, a word on NordVPN, which is one of the most trusted VPN brands worldwide that has a no-log policy validated by Deloitte, an industry-leading Big Four auditing firm. NordVPN provides an encrypted tunnel that protects your privacy by preventing external entry to your internet traffic, as well as enabling you to access content that's blocked based on geolocation. Best of all, with one NordVPN account, you can secure up to 6 devices at the same time. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal with massive savings by going to nordvpn.com/defense or clicking the link in the description. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. China is separated from Taiwan through the Taiwan Strait, which is about 100 miles or 160 kilometers wide. China claims almost 90% of the South China Sea through its so-called 9-dash line map, including the Taiwan Strait. It says that it has indisputable sovereignty over the sea. The wide-ranging demarcation was rejected by an arbitral tribunal in The Hague in July 2016. It's worth noting that several countries, including Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan, have disputed Chinese assertions and have overlapping claims of their own. On the other hand, countries like the US, Japan, India, and Australia have no claims but seek freedom of navigation in the region. China has attempted to impose a unilateral decision requiring all ships and aircraft navigating in the area to identify themselves to the Chinese military. Over the past few years, the Chinese Navy has repeatedly heckled vessels from smaller nations such as Vietnam. Beijing routinely tries to intimidate Taiwan with its naval and aerial assets, conducting drills in and around the strait. USS Ralph Johnson, DDG-114, is an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer of the U.S. Navy. Arleigh Burke-class warships were designed as multi-mission destroyers capable of anti-aircraft warfare, AAW, anti-submarine warfare, ASW, and anti-surface warfare, ASUW. Ralph Johnson is an impressive warship, having an overall length of 509 feet, that's 155 meters, and displacement of about 9,200 tons. It's capable of a maximum speed of 30-plus knots, that's 55-plus kilometers per hour, and a range of 4,400 nautical miles, or 8,100 kilometers. USS Ralph Johnson is equipped with Aegis ballistic missile defense system, which enables detect, track, and engage short to intermediate range ballistic missiles. The warship is armed with a lethal array of sophisticated weaponry. It has, in total, 96-cell Mark 41 vertical launch system, VLS, divided into 2 blocks of 32 and 64 cells. These can be configured with a combination of different weapons based on the mission, which includes BGM-109 Tomahawk cruise missile for land attack, Standard Missile 2 and Standard Missile 3, SM-3, for Aegis missile defense, Standard Missile 6, SM-6, for anti-ship and ballistic missile defense, RIM-162 Evolved Sea Sparrow missiles, ESSM, for short-range to medium-range air defense, The warship also has 2 Mark 141 Harpoon missile launchers for anti-ship roll. 2 Mark 32 triple torpedo tubes are present, launching Mark 46 or Mark 50 torpedoes. 2 MH-60R Seahawk Lamps 3 helicopters are also present for anti-submarine warfare. Other than these, it's equipped with a long-range 5-inch naval gun. There are multiple short-range weapon systems, which include Phalanx CIWS and M242 Bushmaster cannon. China's military stated that Chinese forces were deployed for monitoring. The Eastern Theater Command of the People's Liberation Army said in a statement, "The U.S. action sends the wrong signals and increases security risks. China views Taiwan as its top diplomatic priority, often making it a point of contention in Sino-U.S. relations." Asked in Beijing on Wednesday about the U.S. warships, Zhu Fenglin, spokesperson for China's Taiwan Affairs Office, said that Taiwan was a core interest for the country and that the United States should act with caution. She said, "We are resolutely opposed to this and will never allow any outside interference and have the firm will, full confidence, and capability to uphold the country's sovereignty and territorial integrity." The last time a U.S. Navy ship was confirmed to have sailed through the state was in October, a joint mission with a Canadian warship. This is the first such mission since President Donald Trump took office last month. The USS Ralph Johnson, a versatile multi-mission destroyer, is capable of engaging Chinese military aircraft and surface combatants. Heavily armed, any provocation would trigger a swift and forceful response. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth emphasized on Wednesday that while the U.S. remains committed to NATO, Europe must take greater responsibility for its own defense, and America will focus on Indo-Pacifics. He explained that as the U.S. shifts attention to Indo-Pacific threats, European allies must lead in their own security. Together, we can establish a division of labor that maximizes our comparative advantages in Europe and the Pacific. Hegseth highlighted the shift in U.S. strategic priorities, cautioning against threats from China and stressing the importance of deterrence. He said, "The United States faces consequential threats to our homeland. We must, and we are, focusing on security of our own borders. We also face a peer competitor in the Communist Chinese with the capability and intent to threaten our homeland and core national interests. The U.S. is prioritizing deterring war with China in the Pacific, recognizing the reality of scarcity, and making the resourcing trade-offs to ensure deterrence does not fail." He added, "Deterrence cannot fail for all of our sakes." It's likely that the frequency of these freedom of navigation missions will increase under the Trump administration.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.